All right. So, what do you think is going to ultimately happen with Brandon Aiyuk? Here's my question. Before we say what happens to Brandon Aiyuk, I still want to go back because I feel like the timeline isn't clear and the story is murky. We know the Niners say they voided Ayuk's guarantees in July. Okay, no one's disputed that, and we also saw that was when Ayuk started showing up to practice all the time. He was at every day at training camp, and there was that one day where he was having this like impassioned conversation with To. And
Yeah.
T.O. was, like, really lecturing about something, probably about business, and T.O.'s been through stuff like that. So, the grievance started in July, but we saw Ayuk at practice every day in training camp. We saw him at preseason games before games. We saw him at practice during the season through September. I wanna say into October, running routes, trying to say something, trying to show something to people in front of the media. Then all of a sudden, in that late September, early July, he stopped coming to practice. He stopped going to meetings. He started doing his rehab early in the morning before players and coaches were there and would leave before they would get there. Clearly, he just ghosted people. And what I don't understand is what happened in late September, early October to make him go like off the grid. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, my only guess is that he's trying to get traded after they voided him, and so he was trying to get traded prior to the season.
So he was, like, running around before the game and at practice
Yeah,
to show other teams, like, "Look,
yeah,
I'm
where
serious.
where he's
Come
like,
get
"Look,
me."
I'm good. Look at me. Like I am." Because remember, there was that thing his mom tweeted too. Oh, he'll be ready week 1 or something. Like his mom tweeted like he'd be ready early, and like there were a lot of reports coming out like, oh yeah, Brandon could be back week 6. So it's like, in my opinion, that's all something where he's trying to say if it was voided in July,
Yeah,
that's all to me telling me something where he's trying to say like, someone come get me, like I'm good.
please.
Yeah,
I'm good. Yeah, rescue me. And he maybe it was clear that the Niners weren't gonna play him, the Niners weren't gonna trade him, because who knows how they do business. And he said, "Alright, well, now I'm ghosting you." And I gotta say, this is a lot like the Devondre Campbell situation, in my opinion. Because Devondre Campbell, they were relying on him. They thought he would fall in line, and then he blew up and walked out.
yeah.
And now you have another player. And when he did it, everyone was like, "This guy's not part of us, and this is stupid, and we don't need him." But then Ayuk does it. He just basically says, "Screw you guys. I don't want to be here. I don't care what you say about me. I'm moving on." Well, his career is not going to end like Campbell's did. You can't write him off like some malcontent. Like, what does
Yeah.
this say about the team that has happened 2 years in a row, and now it's happening with an All Pro?
Yeah, like, and that's my big thing, man, is like a lot of people are blaming Ayuk, which I think is just so dumb. Like this is obviously not a one-sided affair where Brandon Ayuk like he ran to people keep forgetting he sprinted to Kyle's office and said, "Please don't trade me." That's not someone that wanted to leave immediately after signing. The only one that would regret it is buyer's remorse from the team. The team
Mhm.
never wanted to sign him, and it's seemingly they made him feel like shit after he got hurt, and they did all that stuff with his rehab and all that garbage. And he's like, well, Nick and George and all these guys and Christian can rehab away from the facility. Christian took time to go to Europe last year and rehab away from this facility. Why can't I?
I got something I want to say, and maybe it's not fair, but I think it's fair. I think Brock Purdy deserves some responsibility, culpability, blame for this. It's your
Hmm.
guy, Brock. You're supposed to be his best friend. Like he made you a lot of money. You guys made each other a lot of money. Brandon and
Yeah,
Brock made each
I
other
agree.
hell
Yeah,
of money.
yeah.
And he should have been at your wedding. You should have been at his. You should have been golfing, fishing,
I
playing
do
darts,
agree with that. Yes.
bowling, man. Like that's on you, Brock. You want to be a leader and you want to have great receivers around you. Like there's something you could have done to
Yeah.
make him feel like he's not a total outsider. But
Yeah.
I've never seen Brock go out of his way to make
I
to
will
say anything
say,
like that about Brandon.
I will say, I I I don't know if I'll blame Brock, but I do agree. It is weird when you have like you saw JJ McCarthy and Justin Jefferson going to basketball games. You have Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown, even though they hate each other now. Like this, AJ named his son after Jalen. Like You have Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow and T. Higgins are all best friends.
Mhm.
Joe and Jerry were close. Steve and Jerry and T.O. were
Peyton
close.
and Marvin Harrison were super close.
Yeah, like in my opinion, when you have a superstar receiver, which is was the 49ers goal. They wanted to pair
Yep.
BA and Purdy for years.
Yep.
Uh and it was really weird, like in the offseason when Purdy was working out with like Cowing and Pearsall instead. And like you never really saw anything because BA was never in the like
Right.
Cabo clique. He
Nope.
was always hanging out with Debo or Trent.
Yep.
Um, and so for me, I agree. I think it's weird. I think if you're the quarterback and you're the leader of the team, like that's my guy. Like
That's your guy.
you
What's
know,
it gonna look like without Brandon, man? Well, I guess we see. You forcing passes down the field to Ricky and Jawan and praying that they're gonna be in the right spot.
bro, Tom Brady
Or
let Antonio Brown live with him. Like there is no
that's what I'm
excuse.
talking about, man. If you're truly a franchise quarterback and you have that type of leadership, like you can get the best out of Antonio Brown. When Steve Young was the franchise quarterback here, like T.O. wasn't T.O. He was Terrell, and he fell in line as the number 2 wide receiver behind Jerry.
Yeah.
Like, there's an impact that a real franchise quarterback can have. Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I agree. And like
I'm just
even
saying.
like dude, even Jimmy and Debo, like and that's my other thing, right? Is like you could tell Debo was trying to do that to Brock and like show him that, right? Debo was showing up with Purdy MVP shirts and Purdy
Mhm.
stuff. I think even BA wore a Purdy something one of the
Yep.
games. Like that's what you
Ayuk did a
should be
lot of that
doing.
too.
Yes,
Ayuk did a
that's what
lot
I'm
of that
saying
too.
is
Yep.
if you're Purdy during negotiations, I'd come in a Brandon Aiyuk jersey.
Hell
I'd
yeah.
come in some of his merch. I'd be like, dude, that is my guy. That
That's
is
my
a top
guy.
5 receiver like Joe Burrow did. Get
Yep.
him in the building.
Yep. But what did he
Like,
do? What did he do? He was asked about it, and he said, "I trust the front office."
yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well, now you lost BA. He's gone,
yeah.
and you
I
don't have a clear.
guarantee you, if the
Yeah.
Commanders get Jaden Daniels, regardless if BA's leg is a noodle, Jaden Daniels will be like, that is my guy. I trust him. He's one of the best receivers in the league. We are about to ball. And
The
you've
Niners
never
better
heard
hope
that.
that Ayuk doesn't bounce back and play
I
well
hope he does.
because
I hope he
they better
does.
hope he doesn't because that's gonna look so bad. You ran him off when he was hurt. He comes back, rehabs, plays well, and you got nothing for him. Man, you really botched that. You could have, if you didn't want him, you could have made that decision and initially traded him for a second round pick, maybe a first,
Yeah.
and maybe that works out if you don't suck at drafting. But you do this, you better hope he sucks.
Yeah. Like, and that's my thing, like, with everyone calling him a diva and like saying it's all on BA. BA hasn't been a diva before these insane contract negotiations. And then that was my other thing is people call him a diva. Dude, he got hurt going all out for a meaningless ball.
Yep.
That's not a diva. He
One of these
literally,
floaters over the middle.
yes, he could have easily been like, whoa, I just got paid. I'm not going for that one. That is a
Yep.
mess way to have it. No, he caught it, got absolutely annihilated for
Yep.
it. And people are like, what a diva. It's like, brother, what? He gave
Yeah.
his knee for the team.
No, a diva is Randy Moss who refused to run over the middle for the
Yeah.
Raiders. He would not run over the middle for the Raiders. That's a diva. I
Yes.
a diva is someone who won't block. That's not Ayuk.
Like,
Ayuk and again,
yeah,
you alienated him, and you could say that he was immature and unprofessional, yada, yada,
sure.
yada. You better fucking hope that he doesn't go to another team that embraces him, and he does, like he goes to the Steelers and plays for Mike Tomlin. All of a sudden, he could
Oh,
be
he's going to be a
the most
stud.
exemplary teammate
Yeah.
and a good player.
I'm telling you, man. I hope he pops off because he deserves it. A receiver that blocks and plays the way he does is not a diva. That dude,
He just doesn't do a good job of defending himself verbally to the
yeah,
media. Like, but that doesn't necessarily, was he 27? Who
he doesn't
cares?
mean to.
He doesn't really need to. And I think it kind of allows the media or the Niners to sort of paint him as whatever. And we'll see if that's truth when he goes to the next team. We'll
Yep.
see. Yep.
I
Yeah.
I I I'm rooting for you, BA.